Have you ever been invisible? Not metaphorically, but truly unseen, as if your entire existence could be erased by someone with more money, more power, more everything. Legacy Carter knew that feeling every single day of her life until the moment a crystal glass slammed onto a marble table and wine splashed across white linen like blood on snow. Every conversation in the room died. Roxanne Reynolds stood her diamond bracelet catching the chandelier light as she pointed one manicured finger at the trembling girl in the server's uniform and shouted, "Making a VIP wait, who do you think you are?" The Grand Aurelius wasn't just any restaurant. It was where Manhattan's elite came to be seen, where a single reservation could take months, and a bottle of wine cost more than Legacy Carter made in a week. This shy girl had worked there for 2 years, always in the background, always invisible. The golden light made everything look warm, but Legacy knew better. Beneath the elegance was a hierarchy as rigid as steel. Managers bowed to VIPs, servers bowed to managers. And shy girls like Legacy, they learned to disappear. David Miller, the restaurant manager, watched from across the room with narrowed eyes. His message was clear. Don't make waves. Don't upset the money. Don't get noticed. Legacy's hands shook as Roxanne flung a napkin into her face. It caught her cheek, and for one terrible moment, she felt 20 pairs of eyes burning into her. Her mother's voice echoed in her mind. "You're lucky to have any job at all, sweetheart." Legacy had grown up watching her mother scrub floors in office buildings, coming home with raw knees and a smile that never quite reached her eyes. That's what invisible people did. They absorbed the cruelty, folded it up small, and carried it home where no one important would see. But standing there with wine-stained linen at her feet and humiliation hot on her face, Legacy felt something crack open inside her chest. What if just once, just this once, she didn't disappear? What if this heartwarming impulse to choose kindness over silence could actually matter? Legacy took one small breath, then another. She bent down, picked up the napkin, and when she straightened, there was something different in her eyes. Not anger, not defiance. Something quieter, more dangerous. She bowed slightly, her voice steady as morning light. "I understand your frustration. The chef is personally remaking your dish to your exact taste." The room held its breath. Roxanne's mouth opened, then closed. The fury in her face flickered, confused by kindness, where she'd expected cowering. The guests went quiet. Roxanne hesitated, still haughty but somehow less enraged. And in the corner booth behind a leather menu and an untouched glass of whiskey, a man with steel-gray eyes looked up from his phone for the first time that evening. Sutton Hayes leaned forward slightly, watching with an expression that gave nothing away. He'd seen something inspirational in how this young server handled impossible pressure. What happens when quiet courage meets hidden power? Stay with me. The kitchen door swung shut behind Legacy, and she pressed her back against the cool steel wall, willing her heart to stop hammering. Through the circular window, she could see Roxanne holding court at table 7. Chef Marco glanced over his weathered face, creased with concern. "You okay, kid?" Legacy nodded, not trusting her voice. She'd worked in restaurants since she was 16, 8 years of learning to be a ghost. But ghosts didn't talk back. David burst through the door, his face flushed with anger. "My office, now." The walk felt like a death march. David slammed his office door so hard, a certificate fell off the wall. "What were you thinking? That woman dropped $8,000 here last month. She brings clients, celebrities, people who matter. And you thought you could educate her on manners." Legacy's throat tightened. "She threw a napkin in my face." David's voice went dangerously quiet. "Don't interfere. VIP customers are always right. We keep our heads down. We keep them happy." Do you understand? She wanted to say so many things. Instead, she whispered, I understand. Good. One more incident with Mrs. Reynolds and you're finished here. Back on the floor, Legacy moved through her tables on autopilot. Her mind turned David's words over and over like stones. At table 12, an elderly woman with kind eyes and silver hair watched her. Evelyn Brooks had been coming to the Aurelius for 30 years. When Legacy brought her dessert, Evelyn touched her hand gently. You handled that beautifully, dear. You have a light in the way you handle things. Don't let anyone dim it. Legacy blinked, surprised by this heartwarming gesture from a stranger. A light. She almost laughed. No, I'm just an invisible waitress. Oh, but you're not. I taught high school for 40 years. The brave students are the ones who change the classroom. The quiet ones who stand up not with violence but with truth. That's what I saw in you just now. Legacy's eyes stung with unexpected tears. It doesn't feel like bravery. It feels like I'm about to lose everything. Evelyn smiled warmly. Don't let fear kill that courage in you, dear. The world needs more light and you have it whether you believe it or not. At table 7, Roxanne was on her third glass of wine, her voice growing louder as she complained about the incompetence of everyone she employed. Legacy approached with her notepad, heart pounding. Would you like to see the wine list again? Roxanne barely glanced up. The wine list in this place is inadequate. Nothing from my favorite vineyard in Bordeaux. Everything here is second-rate. Legacy hesitated. She knew the wine cellar better than the sommeliers. She'd spent slow afternoons memorizing regions' flavor profiles because learning was the only way to feel less invisible. But David's warning rang in her ears. Still something in her refused to stay silent. She inhaled deeply. May I suggest something? We have a vintage from the same region, same soil composition. It actually pairs better with your entree. If you don't like it, it's on me. The table went completely silent. Roxanne's companion raised his eyebrows. Roxanne turned slowly, studying Legacy with cold amusement. On you with your pathetic salary. Legacy's voice didn't shake. I'll make it work. For 10 long seconds, Roxanne stared. Then she laughed sharp and cold. Fine. Bring it. Let's see if a waitress knows wine better than me. Legacy walked to the cellar on legs that barely held her. Her hands trembled as she found the bottle of 2015 from a small vineyard she'd read about in a wine magazine someone left behind. She brought it to the table, opened it with practiced grace. Roxanne sipped. The table held its breath. Roxanne's expression shifted, surprise flickering across her face. It's not terrible. She took another sip, her voice slightly less sharp. It's actually quite good. Legacy felt a surge of something unfamiliar pride mixed with wild relief. From across the room, David was watching with narrowed eyes. But Legacy barely noticed. For one moment, she wasn't invisible. From his corner booth, Sutton Hayes typed a single note into his phone, his keen, unreadable gaze fixed on Legacy, the quiet one. Something inspirational here. Keep watching. Could one small act of courage change everything you're about to find out? 3 days passed. Legacy came to work expecting consequences, but David said nothing. Maybe he'd forgotten. Maybe Roxanne had moved on. Legacy let herself hope. Then, on Friday evening, she arrived to find the restaurant in chaos. The entire senior management team was there. Photographers, decorators, and tension so thick it was hard to breathe. What's happening? She asked Marco. He wiped his hands on his apron, his face grim. Corporate inspection. Someone big is here evaluating us. David's losing his mind. Legacy felt her stomach twist. Corporate inspections could make or break careers, change entire management teams overnight.